Well, by now, you may have heard something about Sheryl Sandberg's book called Lean In. Sandberg, who's one of the top brass at Facebook, caused a bit of a stir over the book and its teachings. So here to talk more about this is entrepreneur Allie Worthington, who was featured on the Lean In site. Thank you so much for being with us. So we were just talking during the break about, you know, what the controversy may have been over this and what it stirred, but it stirred important conversation, didn't it, about women and our ability to our need to want to do it all, but the reality is it's tough to do. You said there's no such thing as balance.
It's true. I don't believe there's any such thing as balance. And I do believe that women can have it all, but we may not be able to have everything we want all at the same time.
And we kill ourselves trying, don't we?
Definitely. I think it's in our DNA as women to work hard and also want to do everything perfectly.
To kind of control everything that's within our control if we can. Let's talk about the company that you've done, and you've been really helping people, giving tips on how to start your own business, and I'm sure we have viewers who are watching and at home, maybe with their kids, maybe they have a great idea and don't really know how to get started.
Yes, last week here in Dallas, we had the Blistum Conference. We hosted 1,000 women, female business owners, entrepreneurs, and what we do at Blistum is we provide tools for success. We have attract on business and entrepreneurship, writing, photography, and the focus is to pour into these women all the information we can and give them all of the assets that they're going to need to start their businesses. You
know, and I'll tell you something, as someone who has started her own business, it is imperative to find people who've kind of been there, done that. And what I love about women entrepreneurs is it's such a sisterhood, and everybody's willing to help and to kind of take you under their wing and say, hey, you know, I did this, and you know, I've been there, and let me save you a whole bunch of time and a whole bunch of worry. And so you're able to do that, and especially through this conference that happened last week.
For sure, and it's a beautiful thing to see so many people come together who have this shared dream of running their own business or taking their business to new levels. One of my favorite things about hosting the conference is I come back every year and I hear stories of women who've started a business together because of an idea that they came up with during a mastermind workshop session at Blistum the year before.
Wow.
So it's full of what I like to call serendipitous awesome.
Serendipitous awesome, I love that.
You put smart women in a room together and then bring in amazing speakers and provide information, and brilliance will unfold.
Well, and we feed off one another too, the excitement, right? What would you say to people who say it just costs too much money? I don't have the money, I don't have the resources to get my product or my idea, my service off, you know, to launch it.
Well, the most important thing you can do is put together just a very top line, top level business plan, because if you don't have any planning whatsoever, you're guaranteed to fail.
And by that you mean it doesn't have to be the 30-page in-depth, all the stats, you can do kind of like an executive summary of what you want your plan to be.
Right.
Yeah.
And starting out with small goals that are easy to achieve. Everyone starts somewhere. I started as a blogger 7 years ago with a laptop that was missing the letter L and the letter M, so it slowed down my typing.
Tell us about your business.
But it can be done. I co-founded the Blistum Conference. I started out as a mom blogger in 2007 and fell in love with the internet because I realized I could learn anything I wanted to learn and I could do anything I wanted to do, and I had opportunity. If I wanted to start a website about Ukrainian folk dancing, I could learn everything on the internet, and then I could teach other people.
What did we do before Google and
I don't know. One thing at the Blistum conference last week, I always say to people, if you can Google it, you won't learn it here. If you're going to spend your time and your effort and resources to come here, we're going to give you top level great content to learn. So that's the goal there.
And then you figured out that there was a way to get this information out to women who were in the same position that you were. That's so great.
Every year I craft the content with what did I wish I knew back then, and what do I feel like these female entrepreneurs need to know. And it's sometimes things that they didn't know that they needed to know.
Right.
But it's a great honor to be able to host it.
So what would you say the top, if you had one thing to tell a female entrepreneur who's out there with her idea, what would it be?
Surround yourself with great support. for my husband and I, when I was starting my business, I didn't have the luxury of having any other female business women around. So I just chose female business leaders on the internet, of course, that I could learn from and read everything. And then once you start going to events or making connections, that's when you can surround yourself with friends, women who've been there before and can help you.
And I know what I found is just like I would make a to-do list. So you have 5 sons, I have 4. And so we know how busy it can get at home with kids. And so just like I would make a to-do list or a grocery list, I would start making a to-do list of the things I needed to do for the business to get it off the ground. And that list was like, my papers looked like this, and they had food and makeup and all sorts. But it was imperative that I had that to keep myself on task.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What I do for my business, I think my strategy is I'll develop a goal, and then I'll list out all the things I need to do to achieve that goal, and just mark off the things that are easy, so I don't get overwhelmed.
Right.
And then I'll get to the harder things later.
I think I read something by Cindy Crawford, and she said one time that her measure of success was she never made her to-do list too long. She always just kept it real, on point, so she always felt like she accomplished something.
Definitely.
Allie, thank you so much for being here. So when is the conference coming back to Dallas?
It should be back next spring.
Yay. Oh, good. Congratulations to you.
Thank you
for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You can learn more about Allie by going to allieworthington.tv.